It's the coolest.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Olaire, and today you're watching episode 1 of Songful Stories. So I actually sat down and recorded this whole video, but I had to scrap it. I had to get rid of it because I did not like it. The sound was bad, my hair looked weird, the lighting looked bad, and like my energy was just off because sitting down and filming like a talking video in front of the camera is not my forte. I was shook, like the energy was just off, so I had to get rid of that one and do a voiceover instead. So hopefully you don't mind, but I think it's still gonna be like a good video. Hopefully you still enjoy it. It's like 9 p.m. on Saturday right now, and I'm supposed to be uploading 6 p.m. tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. You know, it's a little different, but I post whatever I want on here. It's on the about section of my channel, but I've been brainstorming. I've been going back and forth for months about what I wanted to do, because I wanted to do some like informational videos on this channel, but I just didn't know what they could be about until I landed on this idea. So I love music, I love songs, I love song covers, I love song samples, so I figured that starting this series on my channel would be something that I'd really enjoy and hopefully you'd enjoy. So welcome to Songful Stories, where you can learn about song samples, song covers, and anything in between if I feel like it. All the information you'll be hearing has been gathered from online sources to be assembled into one video, so if you like music and music history, then keep watching. Today, for episode 1, we'll be talking about Drake's hit single One Dance featuring Kyla and Wizkid. In this video, we'll be focusing on Kyla and her song Do You Mind, Drake, the sample in the song One Dance, and how the song came to fruition. So, our story starts all the way back in 2008 with 3 people, our first person being Kyla Smith, who is now Kyla Reid. Kyla Reid was born in September of 1983 in West Germany, and she was an army child, so when she was around 6 years old, she moved to the UK. She is a singer, songwriter, and musician, and is widely known for making UK funky, and she said that some people even refer to her as the queen of UK funky, but she actually only ever used to sing R&B until getting introduced to that genre of music. One of her most famous songs is Do You Mind, and after the success of Do You Mind, she released 3 other songs called Do What You Wanna Do, Why Did You Play Me, and Daydreaming before taking a break from her music career altogether because she fell pregnant. She thought that she'll carry on performing, and when she starts showing, she'll disappear for a while and then come back. But Kyla had a sickness called hyperemesis gravidarum. I really hope I said that right. And it's a pregnancy complication that's characterized by severe nausea, vomiting, weight loss, and possibly dehydration. And it's considered more severe than morning sickness. And in an interview with DJ Double in 2016, she said, "I was sick every day, 24/7. It was just not nice. And it just took me out of the game. When you've been gone for about a year or so, it's hard to come back." But she did eventually come back in the year of 2016. And we're going to stop it there to move on to the next person, who is Errol Reid, also known as DJ Paleface. DJ Paleface was born March 1980, and he is a garage DJ and producer. He was in fact the person that introduced Kyla to UK funky, and him and Kyla are now married. They married in 2012 and have been married for 8 years. DJ Paleface was part of the collective Crazy Cousins, which was founded in 2011, along with 3 other guys, Cody Starr, Play, and Flukes. Flukes is actually Paleface's cousin, and in a 2016 interview with Ethan Illingworth, Paleface said, "Flukes is now working solo under the alias Luke Larrell and solo under the alias Crazy Cousins. We have spoken and there are no plans to work on any music in the future." So now this brings us to our last person, Luke Larrell, aka Flukes, aka Crazy Cousins. Flukes is from London, and he found his passion for music at a young age. He was classically trained on the piano and the saxophone as a child, and his uncle was actually his music teacher. He started making electronic music in high school, and as he got older, he moved on to DJing and producing. He's produced music for Wiley, Tiny Temper, and Wretch 32, and has also made official remixes for Cheryl Cole, Neo, Estelle, and Kid Cudi. He also did an interview with DJ Double in 2017 where he said, "I've been doing music for a long time now, going from so many different genres of music, going from grime to funky to dabbling in garage to doing a bit of bassline and bass house now." When DJ Double told him about introducing Crazy Cousins on his show, but only introducing one person, Flukes said, "I was always the producer in Crazy Cousins. I had my good friends around me who were part of it as well, but I was the producer of all the tracks and stuff like that. And they would support me with MCing and just being a part of the crew. So obviously, as you get older, everyone goes their separate ways, so I was the only one standing." So that was a little intro about everyone before we started so that you knew a bit more about them. And now I'm going to talk about the song Do You Mind. So the original Do You Mind was made in 2007 by DJ Paleface and Kyla. And I'd say it was a more upbeat version compared to the one everyone knows because it was originally a bassline track. So that version was released on the 21st of December 2007 under DJ Paleface's label Northern Line Records. It was a limited edition 12-inch single-sided vinyl, and the tracklist had Paleface's original version and a Reckless remix. Do You Mind was the third song that Kyla and Paleface had made together, and they recorded it for 3 weeks, every night just going back to the studio to change some things in it. Kyla actually said that it wasn't a track that they were focusing on much or taking too seriously, they were just enjoying each other's company and having a good time creating music. In a Pitchfork interview, Kyla said that they fancied each other at the time, but they were trying to keep things just business, but they're memorable moments for her now because that's how she met her husband. On the 24th of December 2008, a whole year and a couple days after the original version of Do You Mind released, Northern Line Records released a vinyl titled Do You Mind? The Official Remixes, and it had Crazy Cousins remix featuring Wiley, Mr. Mersh remix, the LD remix, and PWN remix. I'm not sure for the order of all of these because it was hard to find the dates, so just bear that in mind. I'm not sure about the dates of all the CDs that I'm about to list. There was also another CD under his label called Do You Mind Crazy Cousins Mix, and that one had 8 remixes, which were the radio mix, club mix, MC mix featuring Bashi and Wiley, Answer Back mix, Dirty Pop mix, Mr. Mersh mix, Grime mix featuring Badness, and DJ Swerve mix. And in April 2008, a 12-inch vinyl with Kyla featuring house producer and garage MC Majestic MC released under the label In Control Recordings, and it was called Do You Mind? The Remixes, and the tracklist had 2 Control S mixes, a Duncan Powell mix, and a Solution mix. And in June 2008, under the label Maximum Bass, a Do You Mind CD released with a club mix, Control S mix featuring Majestic MC, a Reckless mix, and a Crazy Cousins mix. That was a lot of remixes, but I just wanted to put all the ones I found online in here so that you guys, you knew how many remixes it had, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was more remixes. When asked about the decision process behind remixing it, Paleface said the decision behind remixing the track was quite simple really. The more mixes of an original track there are, increases the likelihood of the track taking off. There were many remixes of Do You Mind which were released. The original vinyl came out with my original production and a Reckless remix. My cousin remixed it under Crazy Cousins as a mix swap. The first time Kyla listened to the Crazy Cousins remix, she thought, this is really different, and she tried to imagine it in a club, but she just didn't really know if it would work or not because it was the first time that she had ever really heard about UK funky. Do You Mind was one of the songs that she had done while she was at her teaching job that she ended up leaving to pursue a music career. She didn't know at the time if she was doing the right thing, so it was nice for her to hear her music doing well and that people wanted to remix it. The song was featured on Crazy Cousins' 2009 album This Is UK Funky House Volume 1 that has 41 songs, and the song peaked at number 48 in the UK singles chart in February of 2009, which was like a decade ago, and I was like 9 years old at the time, which is so crazy. Kyla said she believes it was a standout hit in its genre because people have told her that it was a beat with a sort of soft vocal. She said, to be honest, I just think the timing was right. It had been around for a little while, but it was still sort of bubbling, and I think everyone was just waiting for a track to come about that would sort of explode on the scene. and I just feel like I was a lucky person that got that. I think it was the drums on it, the bongos on it, and I just think my vocals were quite soft on it. I just think it worked as a whole. She also said, people say I influenced UK funky, but I think it was heavily influenced on me as well. She said that UK funky taught her a lot. So I'm not too sure about the official date that the Do You Mind music video released, but the director of the music video, Jack Fresh, uploaded it to his YouTube channel on the 13th of December 2008, and as I'm filming this, it now has 5.3 million views. So that is the end of our 2008 portion of the video, and we're going to take an 8-year leap. But before doing that, I want to talk about someone who is basically the main part of our story. I feel like this person is Drake. I feel kind of silly doing this part because it kind of feels like everybody knows who Drake is, but I still want everyone to have an introduction. And there's actually people on this earth who don't know Drake or don't know much about him, so I'm going to speak a little bit about him. Aubrey Drake Graham, most commonly known as Drake, is a 33-year-old Canadian rapper, singer and songwriter born in Toronto, October of 1986. He first started acting in school and ended up attending Vaughan Road Academy, formerly known as Vaughan Road High School, in Oakwood Village. But once he realised that trying to balance his class schedule was holding back his acting career, he dropped out of school and later graduated in October of 2012. Drake first gained recognition as an actor on the show Degrassi: The Next Generation in 2001, playing Jimmy Brooks, a basketball star that became paralysed from the waist down. He released his first mixtape in 2006 and another mixtape in 2007, which included his first hit single, Replacement Girl. After filming 145 episodes with Degrassi, the producers eliminated Drake's character in 2008, leaving him without a steady source of income until he got a phone call from rapper Lil Wayne, who asked him to join his Carter 3 tour. Drake toured and recorded multiple songs with Lil Wayne, and after releasing 2 more projects, he got signed to Young Money Entertainment in June 2009, and his debut album Thank Me Later, that he released in June 2010, was the top-selling album for any artist of that year. Between 2011 and 2015, he released 2 more studio albums and 2 mixtapes before dropping his promotional single Summer 16 for his up-and-coming album Views in 2016. Which brings us up to date with the timeline, and now our story is set on April Fool's Day 2016. So, Kyla Reid was at a friend's house when she got an email from the music company Sony Music Entertainment telling her that they'd like her to contact them as soon as possible. But since she was already with a friend, she figured that she'd just deal with it later. Then she got a call from her father-in-law, and he told her that some people called him trying to get a hold of her, saying that an international artist would like to work with her, and he was telling her, I really think you should get in touch with them. So she was like, yeah, I will, but still in her mind, she was just thinking, I'll leave it for later. So she went on a whole shopping trip, and she really took her time with everything until her husband Paleface called her and said, you'll never believe he wants to sample your track. And instead of telling her straight away, he wanted her to guess. So she started naming multiple people, but she got them all wrong, and he ended up telling her that it was Drake. And she actually thought that someone was trying to play a joke on them because it was April Fool's Day that day. She also said that with the way the music world works, she feels like she's always that person that will get really close to something and then it would just fall through, or it just wouldn't work out. So that's why the whole day she was just thinking, I'll just deal with it later. And what's even crazier is that early 2015, Kyla started thinking about how she could reboot her career and started recording music. But in 2016, just a couple weeks before Drake's team contacted her, she was considering giving up music altogether. Flukes found out on the same day on the phone. Kyla's manager called him and said, you've been sampled by a superstar. And he said, whatever, what are you talking about? There's no chance. And the same way they did with Kyla, they told him to guess. So he started going through artists, and Nicki Minaj was the first that came to mind. Then he started thinking it was someone from Young Money. So he was actually really close. Or I guess you could say he was right, but he just didn't know the exact person. And they told him that it was Drake, and he said that he actually had to digest it for a second because of the course. It's crazy news to hear that Drake wants to sample you. So Drake's manager had told Kyla that Drake kept hearing Do You Mind for around 2 years on a Toronto radio station, and he's always wanted to do something with the song, so they decided to just go ahead and do it. They'd originally contacted Kyla for a sample, and she was going to ask if she could be a feature, but she didn't even have to, because at the beginning of the call they asked how would Kyla feel to be a feature, and they explained that Drake had in fact a third verse on One Dance, but he liked Kyla's part in it so much that he didn't want to take it out. They played a snippet of the song for her on the phone through a secure line, and Kyla and Paleface couldn't really hear it that well, but they could hear the structure of the track. They told Kyla that they couldn't even send her the song since they were getting hacked left, right and center, and 2 songs from the Views album had already been leaked. I think one of them was Controller, but I'm not sure about the other one that got leaked. So they didn't even want her to re-record the song or re-record her parts. The song had already been made, and that was a version they wanted to drop as soon as possible. They were just waiting for the okay from Kyla. Flukes said that he didn't even get to hear a snippet of the song at all before the release because of all the leaks, and he had to wait till the actual release of the song to hear it for the first time like everyone else. The first time Kyla and Paleface properly heard the song, they also had to buy it the day it dropped, but she said she had rather it was that way than the song being leaked. Drake's team told her Drake would be really happy to boost your career, this would be a really good move. And in February of 2017, Drake did a surprise interview with DJ Semtex in episode 38 of OVO's Sound Radio, and Drake said, I think the best rappers in the world are in London. I think the complexities and the cadences and the way they piece music together, I really respect a lot of London MCs. I don't know if my mind would have been as open to One Dance or Controller if I hadn't had done that one record with Skepta. Referencing his 2015 remix of Wizkid's song, Ojuelegba. Please don't come for me for my pronunciation. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. And he did that remix with Skepta. He said, this is our music. We're all intertwined. Afrobeats, Toronto to Jamaican culture, dancehall, London. I got a hell Skep for that one. That was a turning point for me. Within a couple of days, they wanted to sign the deal and talk numbers, and it all happened quite quickly. So quickly that Kyla signed the paper deal on Monday, April 4th, and Tuesday, April 5th, the song dropped. And even while they were waiting for the song to drop, she said to Paleface, even though we signed that deal, they could still sit on the tube for a while. And he said, yeah, it might not ever come out, but it did, and it went crazy. So now I'm just going to talk about how well this song actually did, because it's quite insane. And in an article made in April of this year, it said that One Dance is Drake's biggest song of his career. I'm just going to read out some statistics for you guys and tell you guys what us the public felt about the song. So in 2017, it became the most streamed song on Spotify of all time with 1.8 billion streams, but now it's been surpassed by Rockstar by Post Malone with 1.9 billion streams and Shape of You by Ed Sheeran with 2.5 billion streams. One Dance was also the most streamed song of the year and the longest #1 song on the charts since 1991. It went #1 in 15 countries, making it the first release to ever do that in a digital era. It's Drake's first #1 single as a lead artist. It's his first UK #1, and it became the longest running UK #1 in 22 years. Also, Wizkid being in the song meant he was the first Nigerian artist to chart and top the US Billboard Hot 100, and it was the second dancehall song of 2016 to top the Billboard Hot 100 after the song Work by Rihanna. And Billboard named One Dance the Song of the Summer. It was Apple's Best Performing Song of the Year and Best Performing 2016 single worldwide. Pitchfork considered it the 30th Best Song of the Year and NME the 15th, and it spent 10 weeks on #1 in Billboard Hot 100. And it was just basically one of the best-selling singles of all time, which is so crazy. One Dance never got an official music video posted to YouTube, but that kind of contributed to its success because people were forced to stream it on other places like Spotify or Apple Music, which counts towards the singles chart, because in some countries YouTube streams don't count. And I feel like everywhere you went, you just heard One Dance at an event or at a party. It was almost expected for the DJs to play that song. So of course, a lot of people enjoyed it, me included. And obviously people in the UK were kind of going crazy too, because UK Bunky is just so popular here that when everyone first heard the sample, it was kind of mad that a huge artist like Drake would even know the song, let alone sample it. And Kyla said she even got some really funny messages like, "Did you know Drake stole in your tune?" And she had to tell them that she knew about it, but she just had to keep quiet about it for a little while. So I've told you what the public thought about the song and how we reacted to it. But now we're going to speak about what the originators of the sample in One Dance thought about the song and their emotions surrounding it. DJ Paleface said, "I think the production placed the track to a global audience that was not really possible before. By slowing the track down, it changed the genre immediately, and it could be considered pop, hip-hop, Afrobeats, and even reggae/dancehall. I think this is brilliant." Kyla said that when they first told her it was Drake and Wizkid, she didn't really see where Do You Mind would fit in there. But once she was able to listen to it, in a Vice interview with Angus Harrison, she said, "I thought it was so clever, even when I heard it down the phone. Going in, you only really know your song, so you never really know how sampling will work out. But I love it. I feel blessed to have my name next to Drake's." Fluke's first impression of the song was that it was different. He didn't know if the sample was going to work at first. He said he listened to it multiple times with his friends and it took a while for it to slowly sink in. "It's only when I heard it out, I was like, this sounds tough. If you hear it in the club, it sounds banging." The sample did sound very muffled. It sounded like they just snipped it from a YouTube clip or something, but that's the vibe at the end of the day, if it works. Not everything has to be so clean cut. In DJ Paleface's interview, when asked about the impact of music he's created years after the original song charted, he said that he was really happy. "I think Drake is a great artist. For me, he keeps the essence and culture of hip hop true and doesn't follow fads, he sets them." Before the song dropped, Kyla kept checking Drake's page to see if anything had happened. Then she went to the passport office, and once she came out, her phone was blowing up, and she said that it was the best feeling ever and that she was really blessed. In an interview with The Fader, Kyla said, "You know, the music world always changes and there's new artists coming out. I was just trying to find a way to get my foot back in the door, so it was really nice of Drake to give me that step up that I was looking for." In a Pitchfork interview she did with Mark Hogan, she said, "We're all really proud. It feels lovely to think that something we built as a little unit has done so well. It's a really nice feeling." After Do You Mind's success, Kyla told Paleface that if she didn't get anything else out of her career, she's had an amazing experience, met amazing people, got to travel and seen parts of the world, but if she got a second run, it would be a blessing. And she said, "To me, it's amazing to have a second run, but also to have a second run on something that I was so passionate about in the first place. It's just lovely." Flukes posted the song on his Instagram and captioned that he was buzzing, and he retweeted a bunch of tweets of people that were surprised about the sample or people congratulating him. And when speaking about 40, who was one of the One Dance producers, he said, "He can make a tune into a proper record. He's like a genius." So I think it's safe to say that the Do You Mind creators were actually really happy about the sample and the fact that people are still enjoying their music till this day.
To this day!
Now, did Drake ever get to meet Kyla or Paleface or Flukes? The answer is yes, I think. He met Kyla, so I feel like if he met Kyla, he may have met Paleface too, but I'm not really sure if he met Flukes. But I know for sure that he met Kyla, and in an Esther McGregor BBC Newsbeats interview, she said, "I have met him, which is brilliant. I tried to act really calm. In my head, before he came to speak to me, I was like, Kyla, act cool, say pleased to meet you. But when he came in, I was like, oh my god, you've changed my life. I went bright red, it was terrible, and I think I made a complete fool of myself." But she said that he was just laughing and thanking her, and she said it was still humbling when he thanked her for getting him his first #1 and that he was the nicest guy. Drake did the first live performance of One Dance during Rihanna's Anti-World Tour in Toronto, April 14th, 2016. He also performed it on NBC's Saturday Night Live on May 14th, 2016, and he performed it multiple times during his 2016 Summer 16 tour and 2017 Boy Meets World tour. And Kyla performed the mashup of Do You Mind and One Dance for BBC Radio 1 Extra in Liverpool, October 2016, but I'm sure that she's also done multiple performances of the song. And for Drake's European leg of his 2017 Boy Meets World tour, he did 8 shows at the A2 Arena, and for the opening night, he brought out Kyla and they did a live performance of One Dance together. And after they finished the performance, he hugged her and he said there would be no One Dance without Kyla. Okay, so now we're at the last section of our video before I conclude it. Finally, I know it was a bit long, but for this section of this video, I really like to speak about the song awards and nomination and achievements, basically you could say. So in 2016, One Dance got nominated 6 times and unfortunately lost every one. They were nominated for an American Music Award for Favorite Song, Soul R&B, and Drake kind of lost to himself because One Dance lost to Work by Rihanna, which is a song that he is also in. They got nominated for American Music Award Collab of the Year, and Drake was nominated twice in this category, both for Work and One Dance, but unfortunately neither of the songs won the award. American Music Award for Favorite Song, Pop/Rock, BBC Music Award for Song of the Year, and BET Hip Hop Award for Best Collab, Duo or Group all nominated One Dance. And for the BET Hip Hop Award, Drake was in fact nominated 3 times in this category, making him 3 out of the 5 nominees, but none of his songs won. And they also got nominated for Soul Train for Rhythm and Bars, which was formerly called the Best Hip Hop Song of the Year. And Drake won this award 2 other times, for In My Feelings in 2018 and for Moment for Life with Nicki Minaj in 2011, making him one of only 2 artists, the other artist being Cardi B, that has won that many times. But the year of 2016, One Dance did not win. They also got 9 other nominations in 2017, being Juno Jack Richardson Producer of the Year, and one of the One Dance producers, 1985, lost to a Canadian electronic music group called A Tribe Called Red. Another award they got nominated for was Juno Award Single of the Year. They also got nominated for Billboard Top Hot 100 Song and Billboard Top Collab, but lost both of those to Closer by the Chainsmokers, and Billboard Top Radio Song, iHeartRadio Song of the Year, People's Choice Favorite Song, and Billboard's Top Selling Song also all nominated One Dance, but all ended up giving the award to Justin Timberlake for his song Can't Stop the Feeling. And it's kind of crazy how all these songs go up against each other multiple times, so like sometimes you'll win against them but sometimes you'll lose. And lastly, I want to talk about probably the biggest award show in the music industry, the Grammys. So One Dance was only nominated at the Grammys once, and it was for Grammy Producer of the Year, Non-Classical. Paul Jeffries, also known as 1985, is a 35-year-old Canadian record producer, and he's produced a few Drake songs, including Too Good, the song For Free, and the song Hotline Bling, and One Dance. But unfortunately, they lost to Greg Kurstin. Drake was nominated 8 times at the Grammys, and half of those 8 nominations were rap awards. Out of the 8 he was nominated for, he won twice for rap song and rap/sung performance. And the song that won those awards was Hotline Bling, not One Dance. In fact, One Dance wasn't nominated on its own at all. And in Drake's interview, he said, "One Dance is a pop song and should have been nominated in the pop category. I write pop songs for a reason. I want to be like Michael Jackson. I want to be like artists I look up to. Those are pop songs, but I never get credit for that. I'm a black artist, I'm apparently a rapper even though Hotline Bling is not a rap song. The only category they can manage to fit me in is a rap category, maybe because I've rapped in the past or because I'm black. I won 2 awards, but I don't even want them because it feels weird to me." But despite those losses, for some good news, One Dance did win multiple awards in 2017, 7 to be exact, and I'm just going to list them all here. They won Billboard Top R&B Collab, Billboard Top Streaming Song, Billboard Top R&B Song, Echo Award Song of the Year, iHeartRadio for Most Thumbed Up Song of the Year, iHeartRadio Hip Hop Song of the Year, and iHeartRadio's Much Music Video Award Canadian Single of the Year. That was long. So it wasn't all bad news, and to be honest, a nomination is an achievement in itself. Whether you win the award or not, your song still gets recognized multiple times. So I mean, all of these nominations are still amazing accomplishments. To conclude this video, I'm just going to be talking about what all these artists are doing now in today's day. Drake is busy being one of the biggest celebrities in the world. He released a song called Tuesday Slide in April 3rd of this year. That's the day after my birthday. And the song did really well. He got nominated for MTV VMA Best Music Video from Home. He also has a new song with DJ Khaled and just got Justin Bieber to star in the music video. He also passed Michael Jackson for most #1s for solo male artists in 2018 and has got more US chart hits than any artist in history. So I believe Drake's doing great. Oh, he also has a son. He has a little boy that was born at the end of 2017, and he's just started school now and is the cutest little thing in the world. Flukes just signed his first publishing deal to Ultra Music at the beginning of August of this year, and he is a co-founder of Days London, which is a record label and an events brand that started in 2013. They host lots of really cool and unique events and parties and showcase DJs from all over the world. He also released a new song in April of this year under Crazy Cousins called Outline featuring Judy Bergen. Kyla and DJ Paleface now have 2 sons together. They just had a baby boy earlier this year in April. I feel like everything's happening in April. And DJ Paleface is the owner of Northern Line Records and has a new song with his longtime friend Marvin Ambrosius called 785 Girl. Kyla released 2 songs in 2018 and 19 called Eyes and Personal, and her latest song is Can't Let You Go with Craze 24, which was released January of this year. So go stream all them songs. So that's it. We finished. You made it to the end of my very first episode of Songful Stories. I'm so grateful that you watched this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Comment below what other songs with samples you'd want me to cover, or song covers that you know that you want me to do an episode on. Just comment anything you want, and I hope you share and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow all my social media, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.